What will music be like in heaven? Hi, my name's Harley, and we're going to look at this particular question as we go through a series of questions on this channel exploring what is heaven like. We're asking these questions in the hope that they'll be helpful for Christians who don't think about heaven as much as they probably could or should, and also for non-Christians who want to know, what does a Christian believe? What does the Bible teach about heaven and about eternity? So I invite you to join with us as we consider this particular question about music and heaven. Music is a beautiful thing. It has this ability to stir our hearts, to stir our emotions. And this is true even from a young age. Think about the impact that music can have even on a child before they can walk or talk or do any of those sort of things. You can see music having an impact on them. And as a Christian, I believe that this is because God created music and gave it to us as an incredible blessing. God is the creator of all things, and He's given music to us as a gift, not to just be enjoyed in this lifetime on this earth, but I believe also in the life that is to come, in heaven. And so I want to ask the question with you, if that's true, what is music going to be like in heaven? And I don't have any emphatic statements to give you, but I do have a couple of thoughts about what music could and will be like in heaven. The first of those three thoughts is this: music in heaven will be diverse. If you go to the book of Revelation, which is the last book of the Bible, there in chapter 7, it describes this scene of this incredible group of people assembled in front of God. And I want to read it for you. In verse 9 of chapter 7, it says this: "A great multitude that no one could number, from every nation, from all the tribes and peoples and languages, standing before the throne." And so this description is of all of these people before God, and they're not just standing there praising God with, stoic words. They're standing there, I've got to believe, worshiping and praising God with all their unique ways of doing that, through song, through music. And so this scene, we've got to imagine, isn't just people from all these cultures and languages, it's also people from all of time, from all of history. It's not an exaggeration to think that this crowd in front of God is going to be the most diverse crowd of people ever assembled, praising and singing the praise of God together. The second thought for you is that worship in heaven is going to be God-centered. Heaven is about being with God. If somebody asks you, well, what is heaven? Or if you've asked me, what is heaven? I would describe heaven to you as the place of God's dwelling, where God lives, God's home. So I think it's safe for us to assume that music in heaven will be God-centered. God is the center of heaven, and music in heaven will be centered on God. The book of Revelation has several worship scenes described in it as it describes the future. And all of these worship scenes are centered around, and rightly centered around, God. So we've got to imagine that music and worship and song will be focused on the focus of heaven, which is God. The third thing, for a thought for you about heaven and music in heaven, is that music in heaven will be awesome. You see, music here on earth can be incredible. You can go to a concert or you can hear a song that just is so wonderful and you get caught up in it. But think about this. Once singers and songwriters and musicians are free from the limitations of their lives and bodies here on this earth, from the constraints that we currently have, where voices are not perfect and we have air that is not perfect, and all of these constraints that we have, once that's gone, what's music? And people have capacity to even think at a greater level about melodies and music and how it all comes together. What is music going to be like? Well, I believe it's going to be awesome and incredible and something that we can all really look forward to. Now, as can probably be said of any video that we put on here as these questions about heaven, there is more that could be said to this. but these videos are just designed to help you get started thinking about stuff. So I would encourage you, continue to think about music in heaven and what that will be like. I really do believe that it is going to be wonderful. Please remember that these videos come from content or questions that you provide us with. So if you have a question about heaven that you'd like for us to look into, please go down to the description below and you'll find instructions on how to send a question in. We'd love to hear from you. The other thing is that if you'd like to see more videos about heaven or more of these videos as they come out, please subscribe just here on YouTube with us. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.